I'm so grateful that he didn't look at me as, oh, she's a refugee. Just looked at me as, he treated me just like as an athlete, and that to me will stay for the rest of my life. I bought like a 2 or 3 eBay fake bronze Olympic medal. My mom did not know there was a fake one. So I gave it to her because she wanted to keep my Olympic medal. I was like, Mom, you can't keep my Olympic medals. I will not change it anyways because boxing saved my life and helped me through all the barriers and obstacles with my paper. And it made me learn a lot about what it means to be a refugee. It made me learn a lot about life in general.
Hello and welcome back to Stronger Than You Think with me, Ashleigh and Jodie.
And me, Jodie. Today our guest is a true powerhouse in the world of boxing.
She made headlines at the Paris Olympics back in 2024, being the first person to medal as part of the Refugee Olympic Team. Honestly, we are so looking forward to having a chat with her today. Big welcome to Cindy Ngamba. Cindy, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Do you like the picture that we've put up of you?
I do indeed. I was just talking about how that it's basically the metaphor of how to describe me in boxing. You know, my second home with my 2 little equipment, which is my boxing gloves and my hand wrap, and I'm just chilling basically. So you guys did a good job.
I mean, it's a great photo and it encapsulates, like you say, so much of your journey, and you've done so much. You've got so many ups and downs, and let's just focus on this year firstly, 2025. What's been new for you?
2025 has been a challenging year for me on obstacle, but listen, I'm thankful for the amazing journey that I've experienced and I've gone through. It was not what I was expecting, but I think I'm just like, you know, trying to enjoy my journey and make the most out of it and just keep on living my best life as possible.
Obviously, last year you had a big year. Paris 2024, has that even sunk in yet, that moment?
It has definitely sunk in. It's been 1 year now, ever since the Paris 2024 Olympic. And everyone has gone back to their normal life, and you know, and everything has calmed down now, and I made the most out of it in the Olympic, and you know, becoming the first ever refugee to win a medal at the Olympic, and I was so thankful and honored, and I was able to finally achieve my dream, which was to win a medal at the Olympic from the very first time when I started boxing from a young age. So now I'm looking forward to my next journey, which is turning pro, and yeah, I'm just trying to keep on moving forward in life.
Now, I want to talk to you about your journey to the Paris Olympics, because it felt like you were saying to us beforehand, no one knew. I was just doing my own little thing, keeping my head down. And then all of a sudden, you're in the spotlight, you're thrusted into it, you're on the podium, living your best life.
Exactly.
But it's not been easy to get to that point, has it?
Not at
all. Obviously, being a refugee, you face a lot more challenges than a lot of people who are aspiring boxers. So can you just take us back to the earlier days of, you know, your influences of boxing? Who inspired you, and when did you start to think this might be a viable option as a career as well?
Well, I remember watching the 2012 Olympic and Nicole Adam representing Great Britain at the Olympic, and I just saw this black girl, you know, that was just full of energy, and she always had a big smile on her face, and she was just like hungry and just like determined on what she was doing. Like her presence in the ring, which is so breathtaking. And I thought, wow, never heard of boxing before in my life, and I thought this girl is just amazing, and I want to do what she's doing. I want to be just like her. So she was kind of like the role model in my mind when I saw boxing as a sport in the Olympic, and I said, I want to be like her. I want to do this. This is something I want to persuade in. But I never really fully committed into it. It was until I joined the youth club in my town, Bolton Lads and Girls Club, that I joined the female football team. I was very athletic from a young age, and I always was involved in sport. Anything physical, I was always involved in. And from then, that's when I just started playing football. And then from football, I heard about a sport called boxing, and I became obsessed and just wanted to know more about it.
I just had to say Nicola Adams was also my child
Really?
hero, yeah.
Wow.
And it was the 2012 Olympics when I was watching her as well. And I was similar to you. I just thought, wow, she is so physical and powerful and so smiley. And I just thought, I want to be like her. So it's
mad
crazy.
how the world works around, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah.
She inspired you and she inspired me, and
Yeah.
I'm sure she must have inspired many other girls out there. Wow, that's amazing.
That's cool.
And look at you both now.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Both physical.
Mom, I made it.
It's amazing that people like that can have such an influence, and that's pretty much what you guys are doing now. You're setting the bar, you're showing young people that there's a space for them out there. But can you talk to us a little bit more about your journey as a refugee over here and how you were able to then continue boxing?
So I arrived in the UK when I was 11 years old. I left Cameroon, my birth country, into a new environment, a new world, and a new town. English wasn't my first language. I originally speak French. I'm fluent in French. And having to learn the language, when I first heard people speak English, I thought, there's no way I'll be able to speak this language. Look at me now. I speak English, and I can say I speak it properly, and I've adapted into the lifestyle here in the UK. It wasn't easy. I was always full of energy and confident when I was back in Cameroon. I was just being a child, and my mom has always taught us about aiming for the sky. So having to come into a new country and everything was different compared to back at home, compared to Africa or Cameroon. It was kind of a way for me to having to find myself and where I belonged and the people I belonged with and what I felt, who I can be and what I can achieve here in the UK. It was definitely not easy. From the age of 15, that's when I started learning that I was an immigrant and in the UK. When some of my friends would go after school, when it was holiday season, they would say, oh, I'm going on holiday here, I'm traveling there and there. And then I'll be wondering, oh, why am I not going on holiday? Why am I not doing all this and that? So from that young age, it was kind of like very, very hard. And I've had so many battles on my immigration cases, my immigration papers, and I'm trying to sort it out and trying to get my paper and try to get the right to live here in the UK legally. That itself took its toll, but after a couple of years of fighting, I was able to get my papers and be a refugee in the UK, which I'm so thankful. And I started doing boxing and the build-up of the Olympic and refugees, the Refugee Olympic taking part in the Olympic in the Rio, Tokyo, and then in 2024 Paris Olympic. That was like the third time that the refugee has ever taken part in the Olympic. A lot of people felt strongly about refugees and the negative opinion about refugees and about how they just come and just things are just given to them. They don't work hard and, they're just given the opportunity they don't deserve. And to me, it was kind of like, oh, that's crazy. A lot of refugees, not just in sport, work hard and, they want the best for themselves. And some of them have experienced the most horrible thing ever. But the one thing that I can say, they always had a smile on their face and they always look forward in life, forward in things in life, really. And they didn't want to be given things, They were willing to work for it. They were willing to give their all for it, even after experiencing all the most horrible things in their past life. And some of them were here by themselves. They had to leave their family at back home, and they had to find themselves. Just like, again, like I said, obviously I had my family by me, but I had my own self on how to choose the best thing for me for the future. So it was not easy, but I think it makes me who I am today, and I will not change it for anything else or any other ways, really.
Being an immigrant as well at school, I've heard that you had a really tough time as well. How was life feeling a little bit different whilst growing up? And because the kids weren't very nice, were they?
No, they were not at all. I got bullied in school for my accent, for just being, Cindy, as I may say. It was not easy, it was hard, but like I said, back in Cameroon, I was very confident, very bubbly, very energetic, and just full of myself. And having to come in the UK and being bullied and being disgraced and being, it was not a good thing. And I will always take it, and stay quiet and not, confront it. I will not say confront it was the best thing, but I would just take it, which led to me just kind of keep my head down and just my way on how to deal with it was just eating food and, and just staying at home, and kind of finding a sport. Boxing changed my life. It made me confident. It made me believe in myself. It made me so humble, disciplined, and just stand, and set goals for myself in life, and just drive, aim for many drive in life. But like I said, being bullied in school, all them bad things that I've experienced in school made me who I am today, and I will not change it. I had loads of support from my teachers. They tried their best. I never knew what hygiene was like, have to spray and wash yourself, brush your teeth. It's not that my mom never taught me that, but from a young age, you never thought about the hormones kicking in as a female, and you start sweating and etc. So I was definitely in the change room. I was picked on it, and like being the smelly girl, etc. So my teachers were the one that would buy me, like my specific one of my teacher called Mrs. Park, which is a police officer now. And I went to a concert a couple of years ago, and she tapped me on the shoulder, and I was like, Mrs. Park, how? You're meant to be in school. You're not meant to be outside. She was a mother figure for me, and she taught me about how being a girl, you have to have deodorant, you have to have a shower this amount of time, etc. So just little things like that, the positive side of being in school, I can remember, and I can just swap it around with the negative and the positive things, really.
It just goes to show you, doesn't it, what impact like one person and one like act of kindness, how far it can go. 100%. And I'm guessing she's had a big impact on you. 100%. That's just amazing.
Look, I left school in 2015, and it's been 10 years now, about to be 11 years, and I still remember her. And I went to visit my school a couple of months ago as they were having an award evening. Every little step that I was walking, I was taking in the building in my school, Smithfield School in Bolton. I remember when I used to sit in assembly, and and then I'd be like nervous to get in front of the stage when they give me my award for like 100% attendance, and I'd be like running back into my seat, like shy and everything. But it's crazy how life works all around, really.
And so nice that you got the moment with her at the concert.
Yeah, 100%.
She obviously hasn't forgotten about you.
No,
either.
she has not, because she's the one tapped my shoulder. It's mad how she was a teacher and now she's a police officer. Wow, like it's crazy.
I love that. But I feel like we all just think that teachers live at school.
Exactly.
Like, you're meant to be at school, this.
Mad, right?
In terms of your family obviously got to come over here with you, and they've been such a support for you throughout the years, haven't they? Like, I know that you make a lot of your big decisions with your family in mind. That's important.
Yes, we were talking, and you were telling me that family plays a big part on when it comes to making decisions for your career, or when it comes to like big decisions. And I can definitely say I can relate to that, because my family plays a big part in my life, and they've been by my side through thick and thin. They've been by my side when I was a nobody. They've been by my side. They are by my side when I'm somebody now, and I definitely know that I can. If it comes to life and death, they will always want the best for me. We're living in a world where when you in different industry, everyone just want to take. It's normal. We're living in a world where everyone's trying to survive, everyone's trying to make it. And if someone see that, they can kind of get a bit some of your food, or they can get some of your food, and that will benefit them, then it's normal. But I feel like my family, they have their own life and they have their own, journey. But they're just being with me from ever since I was a small girl, and they know how my brain works, and they know when it comes to decision, I'm not very good at it. So they just take charge of like helping me, supporting me, not making a decision, but they advise me on what is best and what is the right pathway to take.
Because we were saying, weren't we, it's lovely that it just sounds like your family have got your best interest, and you can trust them. Yeah. They've got your back, and that can give you confidence going forward.
100%. It does give me confidence. It gives me peace too, and it gives me reassurance of like I made the right decision, and I should not. There's no questioning or doubting myself at all, because they're the one that that have been by my side from the very, very beginning.
Do you still have ties to Cameroon? Do you still have family back there? Actually,
I had my grandma, but she died a couple of months ago, and I was not able to attend her funeral. God bless her. When I heard that my grandma died, I was very much a lot emotional, and I cried. I remember crying at like midnight. I could not fall asleep. My grandma has been a very big part of my life. When I was little, I remember my mom used to always go abroad for business, and she would always send us to my grandma. And I would just stay at my grandma for like the 6-week holiday. And my grandma would literally cook breakfast for me, lunch, dinner. But don't get it twisted. She would make me work for that food, man. I'll be washing all the dishes. But listen, my grandma was a big part of my life and she died. But most of my family now are in Paris. My mom and some of my siblings, my auntie and uncle. And I go to time when I do get a visa to go and visit them down there. My mom sometimes comes here in England, in Bolton. She's a big fan of the UK. She wants to retire here. And I'm like, yeah, mom, just give me a couple more years. You know, I'm not financially stable, yeah. But when I am, I'll bring you down here. But living in France is not easy, guys. It's very expensive. It's so expensive. It makes me appreciate the UK.
Oh, you think France is more expensive?
It's so expensive. I don't know how they do it out there.
Speaking of France then, obviously, were a lot of your family in Paris then for the Olympics?
Yeah. My family, a lot, like all my family are in Paris. And funny enough, guys, before the build-up of the Olympic, I did not tell my family that I qualified for the Olympic.
What?
I was going to be at the Olympic. Like, the only people that I really knew was my mom and my brothers. My auntie, uncle, and etc. They didn't know, and because I'm a Nike athlete too, I was all over the billboard in France. So like most of my auntie, uncle, and like family friend would walk around their bills. They see me on the billboard, they'd be like, what the? Or they would see me on like the big, the big platform on TV platform in France at the Olympic. They'd be like, everyone would be so surprised, but. Again, it goes back to me telling you guys, like, before the Olympic or before when I qualified for the Olympic, I was a nobody. I just had one aim. I want to go to Olympic. I'm going to achieve my dream. And I'm not really going to chit-chat and let anybody know because I'm just going to get on my job. So family were all surprised. And even when I won my medal, they were like, we cannot believe you just went to Olympic. Like, it's just normal for you to just go to Olympic like that and just win a medal and just be on the medal platform. And just even at the closing ceremony, I was with many greatest Olympian medalists that have won 6 or 7 gold medal, Olympic medal, and they will see me at the closing ceremony. Like, that's Cindy Ngamba, and that's the child of my sister. And anyway, man, so it's just funny. It's a funny story, really. But listen, I won a medal, and by not letting nobody know about it.
I respect that so much. I feel like just getting your head down sometimes is the best way. And I would have loved to have been there when your whole family found out. I bet they are so proud of you and everything that you've gone on to achieve. How proud are you, though, to have got that medal, but also to have represented refugees from around the world? That is absolutely huge.
It was an honor. It was an honor, and it's a big part of my life, and it's a big part of my career. It definitely opened many doors for myself, and it has definitely brought a positive impact for the refugees all around the world and refugee athletes. And I hope that it changed, the population and people's opinion about refugees in general. I knew that there was a lot at stake, a lot that was gonna be taking place before the build-up of the Olympic, and people believed that I was gonna be the first ever refugee to win a medal at the Olympic. But I was aware of it, but to me, like I said, I was so zoned in on my job, and like I wanted to represent Great Britain at the 2024 Olympic. They tried GB Boxing tried their best to sell my paper out, but it was not possible. So we basically tried to look at plan B, which was I was a refugee, and it was best to get hold of the Olympic Refugee Federation, and they were able to help me and support me on being a full-time athlete, because before then I used to do like 2-3 jobs on the side while training, and trying to get my education at the same time. So it wasn't easy. So to me, when I became a full-time athlete, it was kind of like a lottery, and I was given this opportunity. I'm going to make the most out of it for myself and for the refugees and for refugees athletes at the same time. And nothing was going to stop me, or if there was going to be something in between the way on trying to stop me, I was going to conquer it and just, and just overtake it.
Sorry, 3 jobs whilst balancing training?
Yeah, I was a cleaner, I was a waitress, and also I used to work in a youth club at the same time. Yeah, so to me, it was kind of like, it was normal, guys. You know what I mean? There's people out there that the way I see life sometimes when it comes to difficulty, I always think there's people out there that have it worse than me, so I should be appreciative of everything. Even now, still, that my career is a bit on like, bit opposed because of my injury, I always think like my life is better than what it was a couple of years ago, and there's people that will be so thankful and so appreciative of what I have right now. So I always thank God, and I always thank like myself for all the, you know, the hard work and success and all the overcoming things that I've had in my life to be where I am right now. And yeah.
All of those elements, those jobs and what you've been through, it instills those values that you've obviously grown up with, being surrounded by such a wonderful family, and it's all paying off, which is so wonderful to see good people with the right mentality throwing themselves into something and just reaping the rewards. Can you take us into Paris 2024? What was it like from your perspective when you got there, when you were competing? Because there's a lot of outside noise, everyone's talking about you, getting excited. How difficult is it in those moments to stay focused on what you're there to do?
I was so lucky, very, very lucky. And I think a lot of athletes will relate to this. I had a great team on my side, the GB boxing team. I was able to train with them as a full-time athlete and in Sheffield at the English Institute of Sport. All the GB boxers they always knew me as like Cindy, a teammate. They never looked at me as Cindy as a refugee athlete. So going to the Olympic, or the build-up to the Olympic, there was kind of like a group now. Cindy's refugee, you guys are GB. So it was kind of, they were kind of like, oh, but we always knew Cindy as like Cindy part of the team. So I was expecting it and I was prepared for it. But again, like I said, by my team, and I knew that I was definitely going to get loads of attention. Because like I said, I was the first ever refugee to have qualified for the Olympic. No other refugee athlete has ever done that ever. So getting at the Olympic, I knew that I was going to get loads of media. So it was kind of like the way I looked at it was kind of like, right, in a couple of years, another refugee athlete that will want to achieve what I've achieved will do some background research, just like I did on like many of the role model boxers for me when I first started boxing. I would go online and I would Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, or like Roy Joyce, you know, and I'd be like, oh, I want to look at them. They're so cool. I want to be like them, just like. And I thought there'd be another refugee out there that would want to search and look at me and what I've achieved. And I thought, okay, this is kind of like part of my journey, doing all this media, giving people wanted to know more about Cindy, and I would just give them more about me. But then when it comes to actually getting on stage and getting in the ring and getting my job done, achieving my goal, I'll be fully switched on, man on my job, professional, and just, you know, eliminate this person now so that I can get closer to the medal round. So I don't really know how to describe it. It's like me. People see me outside and they see me. I'm very much bubbly and I'm very much chatty and I'm an introvert. I speak to anyone. It might be good or might not be big good, guys. But once I get in that ring, I'm switched. Literally very professional, and I'm man on my job. And people say like they don't understand how boxers can just switch from like being nice and talkative and being like the most devilish person ever. But again, it's like you can relate to it when you're competing rugby. You know, you just switched on man on your job because you just want to focus on that job. And then when you're outside, you're more bubbly, smiling, etc. It's just
literally, it is like a switch, and it's someone just switches on. Is like, right, game time. I am intrigued. Did it add any extra pressure in that moment? Like obviously the media and what was at stake, or did you think, you know what, I'm just going to do what I always do and just go in there and just fight?
I'm not going to sit here and say there was no pressure, 100%. I think pressure, that's what makes you shine. There's the saying that one of my coaches in GB boxing always say, they say, when you go to the Olympic, it is going to be very scary. A lot of adrenaline is going to kick in, and you're going to feel like basically like you're out of your body, you're out of your body, and your body is just there, and you just stood there looking at your body because millions of people around the world are watching you, and they're only watching that couple of minutes. Obviously, I think they've not seen my hard work of years of sweating and doubting myself and questioning myself, and you know, finding that confidence again, and just pain after pain, and they only get to see a couple of minutes of my performance and judge me from there. So I thought that pressure, I'm just gonna make the most out of it and just, shine upon it and just understand that pressure is normal. If you don't have pressure, you cannot succeed. Pressure is what makes you succeed and makes you the greatest of the greatest, and it makes you who you are to conquer the world. And I just basically just embraced it, guys. I've really, really just embraced the pressure, because it's either I crumble or I succeed. And I chose to succeed. I don't want to crumble. Damn, all that years of hard work, nah. And what will be, will be. That's how I said it. Each round when I get in that ring or before the build of the Olympic, if I just be my natural self, I always told Cindy, just be yourself. Don't fake anything. Don't change anything. Don't try to be something else. Don't try to be like this previous person that took part in the Rio Olympic and you're like, oh, I'm just going to follow. Just be yourself, and what will be, will be. Each round when I fought at the fight, if you watched it, I faced the number one seated at my weight category, Canada. And people thought I was going to crumble. And I just said, I'm going to go in there, give my all, and what will be, will be. And I came on top. And then on my second fight, I faced the nation, France. The people thought she was going to be, because she was in her country, and I beat her in her country. And I just thought, I'm going to give my all, and nothing's going to stop me. So you might say I winged it, but I don't think I did.
I feel like I love that. I feel like everyone's winging it in some way or another. But in terms of that bronze medal match as well, I feel like that's almost sometimes one of the most difficult, because it's everything on the line. You win, you walk away with a medal, what you've been dreaming of. Yeah. Or you lose and you go home with nothing. Yeah. So when you're in that situation and you've come out on top, you're on the podium, what's going through your mind? And do you have your friends and family there? What was that moment like? How special was it?
It did not fully hit me that I was the first ever refugee to have won a medal at the Olympic, and people were kind of got shocked. To me, myself, I just could not believe that I had finally achieved that dream of mine, that dream that fell so far through so many barriers, as loads of athletes can definitely relate, or just normal people. When you have a goal, when you set yourself a goal and there's so many barriers, that just keeps on bringing you down and down and down. And it feels like the dream is getting further and further. I just could not believe that it had finally happened, and that kind of visualization of like, I was actually experiencing it in real life. It was like real. And when that medal was put on my neck and they were saying my name, and they were saying the Cindy from the Refugee Olympic Team, and the crowd went crazy. I was kind of like got shocked, and I could not believe it. It was like, listen, it was the proudest moment of my life, and I would definitely remember it. I will never forget it, and I will always be so honored to have represented the Refugee Olympic Team, and I would have not changed it in any of the other ways, because it opened so many doors for myself, and I was given the opportunity by the Refugee Federation, and I made the most out of it, and I've achieved my dream, and who knows what's to come in a couple of years.
I mean, that's just insane, isn't it? I mean, it's so special at the thought of you're not just fighting for yourself anymore. You're fighting for so many people out there. Yeah. And like the impact you're going to have, it's just, to even think about it blows my mind.
What has come since then? Because like you say, we're a year on. So how has your life changed?
My life has definitely changed. Like I said before, I was a nobody. I should not really be using the word nobody, but
you were just chill, low profile.
Yeah.
Keeping a low profile, getting your head down.
I've always been that type of kid that I just get along with things. You know what I mean? I just like to just fight. I like to get punched, and I like to punch someone. That's my way of seeing it. But obviously, getting out there, doing an event and going to, meeting. I went to the personality award. That was a big one for me. I've worked with Vogue. That was a big one for me. I met the royalty, the king, shook his hand. Yeah. I went to his house. He invited us to his Kingdom House in London. I've done things that I usually watch others role model athlete do, and I was actually experiencing it, and I've kind of achieved so many things in my life, and hopefully in the future I can achieve even more. It's a bit a pause at the moment because I've had a previous injury that I'm trying to sort out. Hopefully it's getting closer now, and I can have a new date for have my pro debut at the end of this year and get it sorted. But I've experienced so many things in ever since the Olympic, and mainly the Olympic Refugee Federation have been, they've been checking up on me even after the Olympic. They've been trying to make sure that everything's all right with me, everything's well. And yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. Life is good for me, and definitely, if you asked me a couple of years ago, I'd be where I am right now, I would look at you and be like, hell no, but I am here.
So good things are coming, guys. I've got a good feeling.
I'll definitely.
Absolutely.
I hope so.
I've got to ask, what was King Charles like?
When I actually met him, he actually asked me, oh, what sport do you do? What sport do you win the medal in? And I said, oh, boxing. And he's like, oh, must be very tough. Do you have any injury? I was like, no, I don't have any injury. Then he asked me, who did you face for the medal? I said, France. And he was like, good job, you won. And I was like, thank you, child, thank you. But I was so baffled on how talkative he is. And he actually questioned, and he actually took his time. Like, there was like loads of athletes in his house. Loads of athletes. So he would literally shake hand and ask you a question. He would not just shake hand and just walk away. So it just showed that he really cared about the athlete, the nation that went out there and won medal for the countries. And I'm so grateful that he didn't look at me as, oh, she's a refugee. Just looked at me as, he treated me just like as an athlete. And that to me will stay for the rest of my life.
So special.
And I have him pinned on my social media because, like, my mom is obsessed with royalty. She's obsessed with it. She could not believe. She literally she made me print out a picture of me shaking hands with the king. She's like, that's my daughter. That's my daughter. She met the king. That's my daughter.
So your mum didn't get to go?
No, she did not. She did not. But she felt like it was because I was she gave birth to me, so she was basically me shaking hands with the king. She's upset. I'm like, Mom, just relax, Mom. She's not relaxing, but that's
oh, bless her. She's
bless
like living through you.
Yeah, she is.
Come
yeah,
on,
she
Cindy.
is. And that's what I want. That's what I want. My mom is a hardworking woman, and she did a lot for me and my brother back in Cameroon and here now. So I gave if it wasn't for my mom, I would not be where I am right now. So I'm
Honestly,
so grateful.
She must be so proud of you.
Yeah, she is. She is. You know what? I had to give her. So, Olympic medal. On eBay these days, you can buy like fake Olympic medals.
Can you?
Yes, you can.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's a
Sounds
thing,
a bit dodgy.
Because like a lot of athletes don't want to take their medal to like different. I should not really be saying, guys, you're making me say loads of things here.
That's a good idea, though. Like if you didn't want to take it to a school or something
it can get
like
very
that.
fragile and it can be messed up a bit. That's why, like, when you're given an Olympic medal, you're given like a 2-year warranty, so that you can ship it back to Paris and they can change it and give you a brand new one. Because the metal is not specifically for a bronze medal and a silver medal. It's very soft, the material. So I bought like a 2 or 3 eBay fake bronze Olympic medal. My mom did not know there was a fake one. So I gave it to her because she wanted to keep my Olympic medal. I was like, Mom, you can't keep my Olympic medals. That's my medal. So I had to basically give her the fake one. But I did tell her, guys, I did tell her there was a fake one. I did not make her believe that. But listen, my auntie and uncle in Paris, they don't know what, in their eyes, they just think Olympic medal. They don't know what actual original Olympic medal look like. But a lot of medalists athletes do that. I'm not the only one, guys.
That's a lot of them
buy, because you don't want to be taking your original medal everywhere. I'm sorry, but I don't want to take my original medal everywhere.
So what's the quality of these eBay ones? Are they quite heavy? Like,
they're actually heavy, mad, right? And they look so real. They look like they're actual real, but you can tell if you've had the Olympic medal that what is a fake one and what is not a real, what is not.
Well, you definitely had to tell your mum that it was fake because they would all be talking to each other and be like, Cindy's giving me her medal. No, she's giving me her medal. No, she's giving me
Oh, no. Bless my mum. But I had to find the one, how not for her to have the original one. Because my mum, you can't keep the original one. I did give her like the printer because you get, when we were given the medal, we got given like a paper that said your name and what medal you won and what category, what sport and what year and which team you represented. I did give her that paper. So she was happy with that. She was happy with the fake medal too.
She was satisfied.
She was happy.
She was satisfied.
I might go and buy a fake medal.
Yeah, I know. Just to look at it.
Well, I know.
Oh, I love that. I did not know that people did that. Such a good idea.
Yeah, people do that.
And if they don't know, they'll all be doing it now.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. You can celebrate. Even for Halloween, when people say, "I'm an Olympic medalist," go and buy a fake medal, Olympic medal, or go and buy a fake jersey for like the for the Refugee Olympic Team, and be like, "I represent the refugee team for my Halloween costume."
Honestly, that's a great idea.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. This is brilliant.
Do it,
We're
girls.
going to influence a nation. Everyone's going to be dressed up as Olympians. Scary ones.
Live it now. It's out there now.
It is. Cindy, it's time for the quick fire round. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Okay, first one. Well, we've touched on it. Who was your sporting hero growing up?
Nicole Adam.
Other than your own sport, which sport would you have a best chance at an Olympic medal?
You know what? Emily Campbell, I met her and I loved her. I met her at the village at the Olympic, and that was her second time medal at the Olympic. I mean, this is meant to be quick, but she was the most nicest woman, and I learned a lot from her about weightlifting. Maybe weightlifting, she has literally motivated me on. I don't like doing weight, but she motivated me. I think weightlifting.
Who would be a dream dinner party guest?
Michael Jordan. I love Michael Jordan. His mindset is just breathtaking, and his story of what he's gone through to achieve what he's achieved. Yeah.
What's the best thing that you have bought in the last 12 months?
Well, I've not actually bought it. I won it, my Olympic medal.
Okay, we'll take that.
I love that. I love it.
That's a great answer.
Other than social media, what's the most used app on your phone?
YouTube. I'm always on YouTube watching boxing or watching YouTubers or just searching about things on YouTube, because that's the platform these days on how people just put things out there and give you loads of information and step to step on how to sort certain things out. So YouTube is the best one for me.
Love that. And what's the thing you're most proud of?
My Olympic medal.
Yes.
Of course.
There's a theme here.
Yeah,
My
obviously.
Olympic medal, guys.
Had you not been an athlete, what would you be?
Actually, I'll be a firefighter. A lot of people might not know this, but I went to university and I got my crime and justice degree, and I wanted to. If I had enough boxing, I've always said to myself, I want to work into the public service, whether it's to be a firefighter or police officer or investigator or detective, because I love crime documentary, man. I'm like obsessed with it. I like to murder. I like to find out, how did this person murder? Why did they murder? How was their childhood, etc. So that's something I wanted to do. I want to do when I feel like it's time for me to stop boxing.
That is great. I love true crime as well.
Same.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with it. So that sounds like a dream job, to be honest.
Yeah, and you're strong as well, obviously, because you got to be fit to be a firefighter.
Yeah, you have to. And for my coach, from when I first started in boxing, he's a firefighter. He was my boxing coach, now he's a firefighter. And he basically told me, when you're had enough of boxing, just come and I'll sort you out. I give you the quickest ways on how to get a job in the fire as a firefighter. And also, I've got so many jobs opportunity in the army, in the navy, because a lot of boxers do boxing in the navy, in the army, and that's kind of like the career pathway that they take on to. So they know about me, and they're like, and I've spoken to them, and I was like, what if I want to work in the army or the navy? Will I be able to get a job? They were like, yeah, we'll sort you out. You're an Olympic medalist. I'm like, so that's what it means. If you win a medal at the Olympic, you can get any kind of job. Yes.
You're sorted. You've got options.
Yes.
You've talked about your journey and some of the challenges that you faced, but obviously the podcast is called Stronger Than You Think. So if you look back at what you've been through, is there a moment that really stands out to you of like a defining moment where you really had to go above and beyond in a challenge and be stronger than you thought you could be?
I would definitely say the build-up again. I would keep on saying it over and over. The build-up of the Olympic, representing the refugee team. My first fight at the Olympic, I had to dig in, guys. I definitely had to dig in because I don't know if you guys watched it. During my first fight at the Olympic, I got given a counter, which a counter is when the ref stop the fight and start counting. You're basically, it's not knocked down. It's like you're just being knocked down, and you can be, if the ref sees that you're not fully present, or like you feel a bit like dizzy, etc., then they will stop the fight. So I had to kind of stay like very professional and stay very calm. Because me, I'm the type of person I used to be, and I'm so thankful for GB Boxing because they have like amazing stuff in there. I used to be like, if you punch me, I will kill you. Or if you hurt me, you better run because I'm going to kill you. But thankful they were able to kind of help me psychology. They had like psychology in GB Boxing that will kind of help me on how to, understand my anger and be very professional and just be very athletic as I can say, to stay calm and composed and just, and remember that there's going to be other opportunities. So when I was given a counter on the first round, I had to stay very composed and very professional and then I ended up winning the fight, which brought me to the next round for the Olympic medal. So that was a big moment in my life, definitely. Yes. And I learned a lot about myself, for sure.
It's important to be able to channel like your energy in the right ways in certain
it's not
situations.
Easy. Definitely easy, because I'm sure you can relate to, as an athlete, when you want something so much, you have to be very, how can I say, you can't rush it. Because if you rush it, you're going to spoil it. So you have to find ways on how to do it the most composed way. So, but for me, when I started boxing, I've always wanted to rush things. And I had to learn the way on you can't rush things. You just can't. It's to do with life too. You can't rush things. You have to be very patient. So I definitely learned a lot about myself there.
Especially with contact sports like boxing or rugby, your emotions are just so high and it's almost controlled anger, isn't it? And you just got to learn how to manage that. But never mind boxing, that's another level of, I can't even imagine how to
say that about rugby, mad, right? Yeah. Mad. I respect you. I respect rugby athlete female, because I don't understand how someone would just bump onto me and lie onto me and I'd just be like, yeah, it's normal. Yeah, let's get back up. No, I start swinging, guys.
It's just practice, that's all it is.
Right. Channeling that energy in the right way.
Channeling the energy.
I would love to see you on a rugby pitch.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like this is something we've got to make happen as well.
Oh, so you kill me, man. I'd just be like, no, guys, please.
I wouldn't want to go up against you, to be honest.
But you'd be like injuring people. You'd be a savage.
Really? Yeah.
I love that. Good. I love that. Thank you. You're very much encouraging me to try out.
Yeah. Well, if I see you on the rugby pitch now, we're going to be like rooting for you.
We just do like a non-contact activity. Just don't, please don't. I just pass me the ball. We just catch him. Wasn't throw and catch. That would do me.
Yeah, that's enough.
Oh my God, we have to make that happen. Yeah. Honestly. What's next for you, Cindy? You've alluded to maybe a fight coming up in the next couple of months.
Yeah, hopefully I get the sign of the doctor and I can get my license and I can get the game rolling. It's been a long time waiting, definitely. I was meant to have my debut on March on the Albert Hall from the Lauren Price, Natasha Jonas event, but that didn't pull through. But even more better now. I can finish end the year with the banger and get my debut, my pro debut out of the way and hopefully dominate the pro boxing industry.
That's so exciting to think about. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I'm working very hard. I'm working very, very hard on the behind closed door. Just
on that, how hard is it when you're at your peak in Paris 2024 and then everyone's lives just go back to normal, and then you're just back in the gym, you're training and you're just, again, you're kind of like keeping a low profile, just like getting on with the job and waiting for hopefully another fight to come, to get your license and to come your way, because it's quite a long time to wait, isn't it?
It is definitely a long time to wait, but I like that, guys. I like that, and that's again, like I said before at the beginning. Before the Olympic, I always told myself, just be your own self, be your authentic self. Don't change nothing about yourself. Actually, a couple weeks after the Olympic, and when everyone came back into the UK, etc., I went back to the gym. A couple of weeks after winning the Olympic medal, I couldn't just sit at home and just chill and etc. My way of seeing it was, just because I won a medal at the Olympic, that doesn't mean I should stop training, I should stop my routine. And so being at the gym, again, like I said, it's my second home, like that picture. It's my second home. That's what I do. I train, eat, sleep, try to get better each day. And now it's my job, you know, it's my way on how I can achieve my dreams and financially create something for myself. So I love it and I will not change it at all. It's a very, very hard sport. It's a very life risky sport. You know, boxing it's dangerous, getting punched in the face, getting punched on the brain and etc. So, but I do understand the risk of it, but like I said, I will not change it in any ways because boxing saved my life and helped me through all the barriers and obstacles with my paper and finding myself here in the UK. And, you know, being a refugee athlete, it made me a refugee athlete. It made me learn a lot about what it means to be a refugee. It made me learn a lot about life in general. And it made me learn a lot about myself as I kept on going from being a child, teenager, and adult.
I can't wait to see what's to come.
Yeah, I'm excited and I'm rooting for you.
Thank you very much, guys.
We absolutely are. I wish we didn't have to leave you, but I know you've got a busy day ahead. So otherwise, we'd love to sit here and chat all day. So
Definitely.
Thank you so much for being here, Cindy.
Thank you very much for having me, guys. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
And thank you guys for watching or listening along. There's plenty more Stronger Than You Think episodes. Do make sure to head to Rugby Pass TV and watch all the other episodes. Thanks for being here. We'll see you soon.